Go for it.
Hi, everyone. I want to welcome you to tonight's incredible event. This is a first of its kind, joining so many incredible leaders on one Zoom presentation, sharing incredible information and stories for you to learn about what we are so excited about. I'm honored to be the person that gets to kick this off, and I want you to actually thank the person that invited you to learn about this because no matter what you decide, at least they thought enough of you to share this information. So, my name is Jennifer Bishop. I am so excited to share my story of hope. I'm a Colorado native, I have a background in social services. I love helping people. And while I was doing what I thought I loved, I made a decision. I wanted to be a mom, a stay home and not work. And so finally, after struggling through 4.5 years of infertility treatments, finally have this beautiful baby boy. But when my son was only 3, his dad was given 2 to 5 years to live. It changed our life overnight. And it would never be the same. Life would never be the same. So I was not only a caregiver for my son, who was 3, but then his dad and also my parents at the time. And I was exhausted and overwhelmed, both physically and financially. We were overwhelmed because our income went down to over 50%. And thank God I was introduced to leveraged income. And I tried several other companies, and thank God for Lifevantage because of these products. We all got on the products, and now Duke University is doing their second scientific paper on my son's dad. And because of leveraged income, I've been able to have a lifestyle, and I feel great because of the products, but also energized, hopeful, got some good hair because of our products, and able to live my life purposefully. And most importantly, that boy that was 3 is now 23 years old. He's a Marine reservist. He's working as a network engineer, and he, 12 years later, gets to go shooting with his dad and spending time with his dad doing things that they love. And I get to share with him what it's like to go after your dreams. So I have the incredible opportunity to introduce the amazing Dr. Melody Rodarte, and she's going to talk about science, the science of our products. So she was born and raised in Arizona. She graduated from ASU with an undergrad in biology. She went to Midwestern University and got her DO in 2002. She's an internal medicine and obesity doc. She also certified in hyperbaric medicine, wound care, medical aesthetics. She also chaired, like, she's the bomb, you guys. We're so lucky to have her talk tonight and share this with us. She also chaired her pharmacy team and at the hospital she was with for 5 years, and she was just named top doc in Phoenix again this year. She's been married over 20 years and with teenage twins. God love you, Dr. Rodarte. And she's also on our medical advisory board. So without further ado, I'm going to shoot it over to Dr. Melody Rodarte to talk about science.
Thank you so much for that introduction, Jennifer. Sometimes I wonder how much to write in it, right? And so it's just great to work with leaders like you and the many leaders that everyone here tonight is going to be able to meet and hear from. And so I absolutely love this company. It has given me a platform to teach and train people in what I love most, preventative medicine and lifestyle changes. And that's why I sought out internal medicine and then specialized in the other aspects, especially obesity medicine, because I feel that I can make a change there. If someone can be more active and live a healthy lifestyle and lose weight, it's a gift. It's a gift to have a healthy lifestyle. And this platform has allowed me to do that. I have, since the beginning, introduced Eastern and Western medicine into my patients' lives. And so this fit perfectly when I heard about Lifevantage, because it's the first time, as you hear me talk through the science, it's the first time I've been able to go to a source called PubMed and type in something and be able to see the research there. So with that, I am going to share my screen and we'll get started because I can talk a lot and I want everyone to have their time on this incredible webinar. So I'm all about education. and definitions. And, you know, if you're on this webinar, hopefully you are into preventative medicine, lifestyle changes. And so you will like this word, nutrigenomics. What is it? It is nutrition working through cell signaling to turn on genes. How many of you are worried about the genes because you know what was in your family lineage? I'm here to tell you that over 95% of those genes, you have the control of how they are expressed. And so hopefully that puts a huge smile on your face right now if you didn't know that. But we can use nutrition to enhance nutrigenomics, which is the enhancement of those genes to signal properly. So nutrition is one of the ways that we can help signal the cell. And as well as cell signaling is something that we need to understand, and we're not going to get really into that tonight. But what we want to talk about is gene activation, using nutrition to help that gene activation. So what is the problem? What hurts these genes and gets in the way? It's oxidative stress. It's the natural wear and tear that happens in all of our cells and also happens in innate objects. Think about cutting an apple in half. What happens when the oxygen hits that pulp? It starts to brown. That is the oxidative process that is happening right before your eyes. And think of a banana, right? This is what's happening inside of our cells. So the food we eat, the water we drink, the pesticides, herbicides, all these types of things, environmental toxins can speed up our aging process, can speed up the production of oxidative stress. And so we need to know how to reduce oxidative stress, because if we don't reduce oxidative stress, it hurts that little tiny cell. Well, that cell makes up a tissue, and the tissue makes up an organ, and the organ makes up our body. And depending on how your genes are expressed and my genes are expressed, you're going to look here on this wheel on the left, and you're going to recognize some of these states here. When it affects the skin, you can end up with dermatitis, with melanoma, skin cancers, with kidneys. You can end up with high blood pressure. There are so many issues on this wheel that you will hopefully go, oh my gosh, that's in my family, or that's something that I have. Well, we want to reduce oxidative stress to reduce the chance of this damage that is happening. And if you haven't heard about oxidative stress in the last 2 years and how that increases your risk for inflammation and for infections, you've been living under a rock. So hopefully this screen means something to you. So up until about, I don't know, if I think about it, about 20 years ago or so, we didn't have really great things at reducing oxidative stress. We only thought about antioxidants. Well, this gentleman that you'll see, this Dr. Joe McCord in the bottom picture, he led his whole life trying to figure out how to get antioxidants to increase in our bodies. And he's actually the one who discovered SOD, which is superoxide dismutase. Say that 10 times fast. But it's an incredible antioxidant. So he devoted his career trying to figure out how to increase this enzyme. And he was brought to develop Protandim, and they were just looking at a way of increasing antioxidants. So if the person who invited you to this webinar has not shared an ABC Primetime Investigative Report, I want you to write that down and say, I need to have this after this webinar, because it's where the story started. And there was a buzz that was being created because they knew that this little pill was starting to increase SOD. We didn't know at the time that it was an NRF2 activator. So again, I'm throwing out a couple words. You might not have known about nutrigenomics or oxidative stress. Well, here's another one, NRF2 activation. I'm going to talk about it in just a minute. But this company started off as a little small biotech company, and Shawn Poe later will discuss a little bit more about that. But what's important to me is knowing that this was at the forefront of where medicine was going to make a change. And unfortunately in medicine, it can take years, literally years, to have something come to fruition. And so prestigious universities started to look at this after the ABC Primetime Investigative Report. For me, it was important because it told me I need to really go look this up. So I went to a source I mentioned earlier called PubMed, and it is where all peer-reviewed independent research is done and published, where it has to be peer-reviewed and published to make it into this website, and I typed in, this is 7 years ago when I learned about this, I typed in Protandim. At that time, there was only 16 peer-reviewed articles. If you do it tonight, there are over 31 peer-reviewed articles. I apologize for the slide not being updated. This is called technology. I figured out how to change the order tonight again. I'm proud about that part. But what you're going to notice here, these are major universities that started to look at using Protandim for certain states, like because they were already doing a research on what oxidative stress could do. The other neat part about Protandim is there are several patents. You can't put a patent on an herb because all of us can grow it or pick it up at a grocery store. But what you can patent is the combination that is shown to do something that another combination cannot do. And so let's talk in detail here. What is NRF2? What am I talking about? So again, if you haven't watched the ABC Primetime Investigative Report, it's great. It is in layman's terms, but I'm going to take it up a notch here. Protandim NRF2 is made up of milk thistle, bacopa, ashwagandha, green tea, and turmeric. And what it is doing is telling your body to release its own antioxidants, which is incredible than just taking them. When you do that through taking Protandim, you're reducing oxidative stress on average of 40% in 30 days, and then up to 70% with continued use. That is incredible. So what are some of the antioxidants we know that we can produce? How about SOD, catalase, and glutathione? Again, if you haven't heard of glutathione in the last 2 years, I'm going to tell you, we really seriously need to have a talk here. And so how incredible is it that taking Protandim NRF2 can increase glutathione by up to 300%? We want to support the body's natural ability to help rejuvenate cells and naturally detoxify. So this is an incredible support system for our body. We are neutralizing 1 million free radicals every second. And that's why I like this slide. In the past, we only talked about taking your antioxidant, like your vitamin C and your vitamin E. I still want you to eat well. Remember, I do obesity medicine. I don't need you eating horribly. We want to still do that because that still neutralizes 1-to-1 and it's healthy. There are so many benefits to a healthy lifestyle and nutrition. But what if you took a tablet that could help produce antioxidants at an exponential rate to help reduce that oxidative stress? And that's the slide on the right. And so I like these two images to help you with kind of understanding the difference between activation and supplementation. Here's another great slide. You might be thinking, I already use some of these ingredients, like I drink green tea every day, or I sprinkle turmeric in my food because I heard it was good for me. Well, those are great. They do have some NRF2 potential by themselves, but when you put it together in Protandim, you're getting an 18-fold increase in the expression of those antioxidant genes. That's incredible. And for me, I want something that has a patent and has studies. So it's much easier for me to take all 5 of those little tiny herbs together in one tablet than trying to figure out the doses to take by themselves. And this is what Washington State University says about the NRF2 pathway, potentially the most extraordinary therapeutic and preventative breakthrough in the history of medicine. 2 words I started off with even this at the beginning of this: prevention and therapy. How incredible is that each of our cells has this pathway? So let's put the NRF2 on the side. I'm going to talk about another pathway, the NRF1 pathway, which is acetylcarnitine, quercetin, grapeseed extract, alpha lipoic acid, and coenzyme Q10 is making this blend that helps with mitochondrial biogenesis. That's another mouthful, right? You might be thinking, okay, she said a word just now, mitochondria. Remember that? It was in junior high. Make ATP, make energy, that was it. Well, it's more than that. We truly need to have healthy mitochondria because it helps our chromosomes integrity. Chromosomes are our genes. Again, we're helping our genes out here. And what we didn't know is by helping our mitochondria, we ended up helping to improve our sleep quality and increase cellular repair during that time. So those of you who are not sleeping very well, we need to have a discussion because sleep is where our body rest and repair happens. So, and those mitochondria need to be have incredible support to have that happen during sleep. And we also need to help to support our cognitive and our brain health, our cardiovascular system. Think of that heart of yours, how many times it's beating, how many little mitochondria are in there making the energy to do it. So that we talked about NRF2. This is NRF1. Both of these products and the next one have incredible seals of approval. The BSCG is Banned Substance Control Group, which is allowing athletes to use this without feeling that they're doping. And the NSF, third-party validation. What's on the label is inside the bottle. Again, that's really important because you sometimes going to GNC, High Health, Costco, you never know what's in the bottle if it's truly, what's on the label is in the bottle. So you want to look for these seals of approval. What are the benefits for healthy mitochondria? Well, increased cellular energy. We just talked about that. How about improving performance and cellular health? Again, we talked about sleep quality and cellular repair. And that last line, slows cellular aging by supporting chromosomal integrity. Who wants to fight that aging process and grow old slower? I definitely do. And then here's our third pathway to slowing down that aging process, helping our sirtuins. So in that middle section, you're going to see what ingredients are there. And when you put those all together, you're helping the building blocks of increasing NAD production. Some of you have heard possibly of NAD if you're an athlete or working out. And then now recently in the last 2 years, we're hearing about NAD with helping our immune system as well. So this is an incredible pathway to help our sirtuins, which now you can see the benefits on the right-hand side, supporting healthy longevity, mental focus and concentration. I think we heard that even earlier with helping our mitochondria, helping our body's natural inflammatory response. A little bit of inflammation is good. It's how the body responds and knows how to grow, to repair, to know what's next for function. A lot of inflammation is not good, and unmatched inflammation is not good. So we need to support a healthy response. Same with cholesterol. It's become the villain. Cholesterol should not be the villain. We need it to make hormones. We need healthy cholesterol levels. Are you getting the gist of this, that I'm talking about prevention, therapy, healthy levels? And so the last one is supporting healthy vascular system as well. So when you put these together, it's called Protandim Tri-Synergizer. And what I love about this is each individual product on the bottom, you're going to be able to see which gene is being expressed and by its percentage, and that's in gray. When you see it put together as a Tri-Synergizer, you're seeing an exponential. So 1 + 1 is not 2. It's almost like that slide when I had the different ingredients in Protandim. 1 + 1 was not, and all those ingredients didn't equal 5. It was an 18-fold increase. So here's what's happening when you take the Protandim Tri-Synergizer together with those gene expressions. And don't worry about pronunciating them. Just know that gray to blue is a good move. And so here, let's sum this up. What's happening when you increase NRF2? You are helping reduce oxidative stress. And so it's reducing the oxidative stress theory of aging. And what about the NRF1 pathway? Again, it's helping the mitochondrial process here. We need mitochondrial biogenesis to help. And then the third is NAD synergizer, which is helping sirtuin activity. So I like this little, this slide. Those of you who need to snap a picture to remember what I just talked about, snap a picture. And so the neat part about Lifevantage is it has taken that NRF2 activation and it has put it into other products. And so depending on where you're watching this webinar from, because I know we have some people who are out of the United States, we are in multiple countries, you may or may not have everything that is on this slide. And so get back to the person who introduced you to this webinar for more specifics. But what I love is we're at the forefront of putting NRF2 in products. So it's in a skincare system, it's in a hair care system, it's in a brain food drink called Axio. It's in here. And then what we've also done is have incredible supports like prebiotics and probiotics and omegas that are clean and don't taste like fish oil. So important. If they taste like fish oil, they are rancid, they've oxidized, okay? And so the other thing that's really neat about our company is we've put together little stacks. So depending on what's important to you, we can help you develop a package that's right for you. Like the gut stack here. So that has NRF2, probiotic, and physique, prebiotic in there. How about just feeling well? The essential stack, which has protanum, NRF2, omega, and probio. All of us, we just finished February. It was heart healthy, month. And so that's NRF2, NRF1, and omega. So you can see here, there's a lot of different ways that we can put these together. And I love kind of the total stack where we kind of put everything together. There's an ultimate stack. So as you finish, this webinar, start thinking about where you might want better health, where it might be important for you to put together a stack, and we can help you do that. That is our goal, is to help with slowing down the aging process, reducing oxidative stress, and having incredible microbiome and mitochondria. So I spoke super fast. I hope everyone could understand that, because man, I love talking, as you can see, but I am going to introduce my friend next, Brenda Geary. She's a Pro 6 in San Diego. We have lovely discussions all the time. I love talking with her. She is a former corporate executive turned entrepreneur and motivational speaker. After 2 decades as a successful human resource vice president in a Fortune 500 company, her world was turned upside down when she developed a number of autoimmune illnesses and was subsequently diagnosed with breast cancer. As a result of overcoming her health challenges, Brenda is now passionate about sharing her story of recovery and educating and inspiring others on how to achieve and maintain optimal wellness by leveraging the science of nutrigenomics, as well as teaching others how to build a successful Lifevantage business to create a leveraged income. So here you go, Brenda.
Oh my gosh, Dr. Melody, thank you so much for sharing the product information. And every single time that I hear it, I just get more and more excited. So as Dr. Melody indicated, my background was corporate America. I was a VP of HR for almost 20 years. And I absolutely love my job because I absolutely love helping people. And I was always that healthy person until I wasn't. So my passion for having you, everyone here, hear this information is because I love the idea of thinking the what if factor, right? So for me, I was always healthy and I was at the height of my career, and then I got sick. And when I got sick, I developed a number of really debilitating health challenges. And so literally from 2004 to 2011, all I was doing was trying to get my health back. When I got sick, it literally took me to my knees. I ended up taking a medical retirement because I couldn't do my job anymore. I couldn't think, I couldn't function. And at my sickest, I was in bed 20 hours a day. I was on 24 prescription medications. I had doctor's appointments 2 and 3 times every single week. And I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't living, I was just existing. So I was praying for something that would come into my life to help me get my quality of life back. And I'm so grateful that a young man that my husband met that was a stranger was brave enough to ask him to look at the ABC Primetime Investigative Report, because we did. And when I saw that ABC Primetime Report, all I could think about was, what if this is the thing that can help me get some quality of life back? And so now it is 11 years later, I'm healthier than I was 15 years ago. I'm thriving, I have vitality. And you guys know how they always say that a picture is worth 1,000 words. So what I wanna do is just share this really quickly with you, because this was my life before Lifevantage products. And guess what, guys? Let's see, this is my life now. So I just wanted to paint a picture for you all for what's possible, maybe for someone that you know and love in your life. So thanks guys for letting me share. And on that note, I now get to introduce a beautiful fellow distributor, Jillynn. And Jillynn's gonna share her story. So Jillynn Fisher was a respiratory therapist for 13 years at a level 1 trauma center. She quit her job 4 years ago, thanks to this profession. She lives on a farm, homeschools her children, and loves educating people on what these products can do for their health and their lives. Jillynn, take it from here.
Oh, Brenda, I love your story. I could listen to it like 1,000 times. God is so, so good, right? Okay, so I am the biggest skeptic in the entire world. We had people bringing in their supplements all the time to the hospital. And so for 2 years, I would not listen to my friend who knew I was suffering with debilitating pain. And when I was pregnant with my fourth baby, I no longer had the option of using my Band-Aid, which was a pharmaceutical drug. And that Band-Aid worked well for me since junior high, but because of the risk it posed to my growing baby, I couldn't take it anymore. And so I was on the couch 4 to 5 days a week. And if I would try to sit up and take care of those 3 other little kiddos I had running around, a lot of times I would either pass out from the pain or I would just puke off the side of my couch. And that's not a way to live, and nobody has time for that, right? And so I reached back out to my friend because all I remember her saying was the word natural, and that's something that jives with pregnancy. And so I was like, okay, give me the ingredients. I will look into whatever it is you're talking about, and I will make sure it's safe for me to take, and I got to do something. And so I took this to every doctor I knew. I took this to my DO at Des Moines University. I took this to my midwife. I took this to the doctors I worked with at the hospital. I was like, okay, is this safe? And they said, yes. So I started taking it. And my next question was, can you find anything wrong with this, please? Like, I'm still very skeptical. And you guys, I went from the couch 4 to 5 days a week to literally throwing away my prescription medication and not having to deal with that problem for the last 5 years. So it absolutely changed my health. And then I became passionate about what we have our hands on. And I did not know 4 years ago that our world would implode. And I am so grateful for this opportunity that we have here. And so wherever you find yourself, whether you see these products and the benefits that they have, you know people that can dramatically change their life with this. And so I am going to turn it over to Michele Voris. She served in the U.S. Marine Corps, and she learned about the business of network marketing when she was 23 years old. And she is an entrepreneur at heart. Oh my goodness, she's amazing. She's literally the most organized human I've ever met in my life. And I'm so grateful for it. She became the sickest person she knew at one point in her life. And so she was working 60 hours a week as an HR manager of a Fortune 100 company. And she decided in 2006 that she wanted to start a network marketing career alongside of her virtual assistant network. So she wants to be able to travel and live life and have the time to do it versus putting in those 60-hour weeks. So I'm going to turn it over to you, Michele.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Guys, I just want to thank everyone who spoke so far. What an amazing group of people. But guys, I aligned with this company because I am a business owner and I know good business. And I researched the company. I did my due diligence. I met with the C-suite executives and I met people. I walked through a crowd of people and asked them what they loved about it. And I couldn't not join this business opportunity. I am driven by making money, and I'm also driven by having quality time to spend with my kids. Extra income is a thing for a single mom. And so when this opportunity landed on my lap, I became a product of the product and a customer first, and soon upgraded to greater health than I've ever had before. And Dr. Melody is one of my providers, and just better and better all the time. And so not only am I here for health, but I'm also here for wealth and extra income. So I'm going to tell you who I joined business partners with, and his name is Shawn Poe. He is married to Michele Poe, and they are clients of mine. And I couldn't not do business with them. Shawn was a corporate executive who gained his life back. He worked for Citibank, managing student loan debt and securities and treasuries. And I saw this man be alive, and I was like, I want what he has. He had ownership of his time, his money, his finances, and his health. Shawn Poe, would you share a little bit about the business opportunity, please?
Yes, yes. Thank you guys so much for having me on. I absolutely love all of these ladies. And the beautiful part of this is we really get to live life all together. And we've traveled the world having a blast, but also transforming people's lives. And I honestly, I believe that when you hear Dr. Melody tell you about the benefits of what these products are, it's an absolute no-brainer to me that you're going to incorporate these into your health strategy. It's really just a matter of how you're going to do it. These products, Protandim NRF2, they used to sit on the shelves of stores like GNC and CVS and Rite Aid, but the problem was people didn't understand what oxidative stress was or why they needed to reduce it. And I think you understand now why it's so much more beneficial to have it in this person-to-person distribution model, so you can hear the story from somebody like Dr. Melody. Because me being a finance guy, I can understand, based off of what she just said, the simple fact that oxidative stress is bad, and leaving it unchecked in your body will eventually lead to something bad. Well, we heard at the very, very beginning of this, Jennifer made the statement, life will never be the same. And I actually had that same thought today, earlier in the day. And it reminded me of hearing that over and over again in the Tony Robbins world. And I think in so many different aspects of our life currently, things will never be the same, right? These last couple of years, things that we thought would always be around and safe and secure aren't. And people don't want to go back to certain environments that they thought they would be in for a long time. And that's the beauty of what we have to offer, because it does offer people options. And I'm very cognizant of the fact the business side isn't for everybody, but I don't know what's going on in your life. 90% of our business is strictly on the consumer side, people that see value in incorporating some of these stacks into their lifestyle and changing their health. But we also know that there's people, like you've heard tonight, that are praying for something to change in their life on the financial side, or how they're earning income. And that's where I get super excited about this, because I do think that there's a lot of different changes that are happening. So let me share my screen real quick. And I just want to go through some information for you so you can figure out what is the best strategy for you. Is to take the products as a consumer of the products, or are you thinking of other people as well too that you want to share these products with and level up your bank account as well while you're doing it? Now, again, things have really, really changed over the last several years. And companies like Facebook and TikTok, Instagram, Uber, Airbnb, Amazon, these are billion-dollar companies that everybody knows about, but that hasn't always been the case. And they've really changed the landscape of how people can earn not only supplemental income, but full-time income as well, too. And I want you heard Jillynn make the comment that she's the most skeptical person you'll ever meet. Well, I was skeptical as well too when I heard this information, but I will always say in the business environment, I'm open-mindedly skeptical, because I have to hear the information to decide if it fits in with what we want to do or not. These are all the different countries that we're open in as far as distributors, but we've also got a global market for consumers with hundreds of different countries that we can ship products to. But I want you to think about the trends that have been happening, because I think there is convergences that have been going on that really are changing things. And we have some on the health side where I would contend all day long that people are now more proactive about their health strategies than being reactive, that they're also wanting to do things in a natural manner as opposed to a synthetic manner. But then on the business side, I think that we're seeing huge changes as well too. And anytime in business, when you can get ahead of the curve that's on the screen right now, this S curve and momentum growth curve, you set yourself into a position that you can make significant changes in how you live life. And think about a company like Apple, you guys. Everybody right now knows what the iPhone is. But smartphone technology 12 years ago was at the beginning of this growth curve. The iPhone 1, there's very, very few people who own the iPhone 1, let alone knew about it. And the same thing even with the iPhone 2 and the iPhone 3, 3 years into that technology being out there. It wasn't until the iPhone 4 that it really hit that momentum curve and started to be recognized as something that was going to change how we lived our lives. And then the 5 and the 6 and the 7, like everybody started to know about what that technology was, and most everybody had owned at some point in time in there that part of technology. And the same thing is happening, I think, with nutraceuticals. Now we have a huge head start on anybody in this realm. Like, we are leading this industry in upregulation and downregulation of genes using nutrigenomics, like Dr. Melody talked about. And think about, though, if you know about this technology, this ability to upregulate and downregulate genes using pathways in the body, how important that information is, because even most medical professionals still don't understand what we have our hands on. And all contend that in 5 years from now, it's not going to be a matter of if you're upregulating and downregulating genes, it's how are you doing it? And that's what I love about the timing aspect of what we have our hands on. When I first learned about network marketing, I didn't understand that you could actually make money doing this. My joke with my wife was, if we share this with other people, we're going to get a commission check for $20. We're going to celebrate with a bottle of wine and a Redbox movie. That's how serious we took this. But when we understood the science, we were naturally sharing it with other people that needed to hear this information. And I can tell you the checks that the company was sending us for doing that were a lot more than $20. And so a little bit in, we had to step back and say, if we treated this like a business, what's possible? And what I have on the screen right now is called the average income disclosure statement. And that third column there, the average monthly commissions at the paid ranks, is what I really want to highlight for you right now. The distributor ranks go from Pro 1 to Pro 10 in the company. And in that third column, you can look at like a Pro 3 in our company. That's somebody that's doing $5,000 in organizational sales a month. They're earning over $600 in supplemental income, you guys, just by sharing information that everybody needs to know. And then look at the ranks of like Pro 4, Pro 5, Pro 6, $1,400, almost $1,500, over $3,000, almost $7,000. You guys, that goes from supplemental income to replacing some people's full-time income. And think about the environment right now for retirement. When people are coming to retire, the baby boomers right now, is it the same environment that it was 30, 40 years ago when they started working? Absolutely not. But pensions don't exist like they used to. And I can guarantee you, most people can't live off of the Social Security money that they're going to receive. So their choices are to live off of less money or continue to work. But if we could roadmap for them how to make additional money, don't you think there's a lot of people interested in that? But I didn't understand that there was this full-time and life-changing ability when this is done. And this business model, you guys, I'll tell you, if you've never experienced network marketing before, this profession, when it's done right with the right people and the right products, it's one of the most extraordinary ways to do business. My wife and I, we've done tons of different businesses, but this is something that actually freed up our time. In the corporate world, you guys, I was moving billions of dollars around the world every single day. The last couple of years, I was managing the litigation and collection effort for the entire student loan portfolio that was defaulted. And I spent a lot of time in courtrooms. What I wanted back was my time, my ability to watch my kids grow up and be the dad I should have been, be the husband I should have been. And this was the vehicle that allowed me to do it. And you can look at those ranks at Pro 7, somebody earning on average over $13,000 a month. And then look at Pro 8, 9, and 10, 25,000, 50, 100,000 a month. I couldn't comprehend that that was possible with this as a vehicle. And this is all about just sharing information and seeing where it fits in with other people's lives. And I love all these smiles that I see on the screen right now on my right side there, because I've seen the changes that have happened in all of these people's lives. And it happened in our life as well, too. My wife was very sick when we started with these products, and her health has never been better. And I thank God every single day for the opportunity and the blessing that this put into our life, because it really changed everything. It changed our ability to control time. It changed our ability to watch my kids grow up. My kids, my oldest daughter is now a junior in high school, and I can't imagine a decade ago being able to spend the amount of time that I get to spend with her. So A lot of people, when they're thinking about doing a business, there's some fear factor that comes in and they think to themselves, could I do this? Well, with network marketing, another brilliant aspect of it is you don't do it alone. We have systems and processes and team members in place to support you as you earn and learn at the same time. And we have that worldwide customer and distributor support, a mobile app where you can truly have that laptop lifestyle. Business education. There's more education than you could ever digest out there. And we've got everything from online abilities to doing this in a person-to-person fashion. But the thing is we know how to do this and we know how to roadmap out for people to have success that they're looking for. And again, it's about changing people's lives. We do that on the health side. We do that on the financial side, but I'll contend as well too. One of the things that was unexpected for me was how much we do this on the personal development side, just making people better people. And that more than anything is amazing. And there's a lot of people attracted to this just because of the community of people. You can get bogged down in all the nonsense that's happening outside right now in communities and different societies. But I can tell you this, the people that I do life with, they truly care and have passion about helping other people just be better. So I'm super excited about where this is headed on the customer side. You guys, you can get the products, get started right away. Or if you're thinking about other people that need to hear this information, or you're wanting to do something a little bit different in your life, either as a plan B or replacing plan A, maybe the business side is for you. We've got 2 different business packs that can get you started. The Premier Pack is $299. You're going to get the products that you see there on the screen and save a bunch of money while you do that. And then the Elite Pack on the right. If I had to get started again tomorrow, that's where I would get started. $999, and you're getting almost 50% off on those products. And me and Michele, when we first joined, we thought to ourselves, even if we don't get off the starting line on the business, we have product that we're already going to take anyway. We're just prepaying and getting a huge discount on it. And I can tell you this, if you truly want to impact people's lives, I've never done anything else in the business world that has impacted as many people as we have with this company and these products. I could go on and on, but I know we want to keep this short tonight for you guys. We're always available for questions, but I want to introduce you to Darryl Meyer. He was an administrator with the 5th largest public school district in Colorado. He's been fortunate enough to lead the print services of the school district and some of the largest commercial print companies in Colorado to profitability. He left in 2012 to start a new career, and Lifevantage found him. He's got 2 grown children, 3 grandchildren, and currently lives in Colorado with Ron, his life partner of 11 years. So I'll turn it over to you, Darryl. Thank you, everybody, especially the guests on here, for listening tonight.
Thank you, Shawn, and thank you all the speakers. It's such an honor to be on this call with all of you. So I'll quickly go through my story. So in 2012, at the age of 55, I found myself unemployed. My administrator contract was not renewed with the school district, and I needed to find a new job. A business associate invited me to take a look at something exciting, and he showed me the ABC Primetime Investigative Report. Now, I've had quite a few friends and family that were struggling with health issues, and they didn't seem to have a strategy to get any better. I was skeptical in the beginning, and I was really only interested in the products because I didn't think the business was for real. I shared the information with my friends and my family, and pretty quickly I hit the foundation rank in our company. Life was good, but you know how life rolls, throws you some lemons, right? On September 12th in 2013, Ron, my life partner, lost his 19-year-old son and his girlfriend to the 100-year flood in Boulder. It was devastating. My focus needed to be at home, so I decided to step away from Lifevantage for a while. I was inactive for about 6 months, and you know what I discovered? I discovered that even though I wasn't active in business during that time, not only did I continue to receive a leveraged check on the 15th of every month, but I also had many Lifevantage friends step up to help us through it. I believed that this would never have happened in a traditional job. I realized that something unique had found me. When I returned, I focused on treating Lifevantage as a business, as my business. I'm so grateful to the person that invited me to take a look at it. I cannot imagine what my life would be like today had I said no. I'd like to introduce our next speaker. Danette Osada has an incredible love of her twin boys, people and animals, and business. After 2 unforeseen layoffs and going through a midlife career crisis, she was looking for a way to become self-employed and financially secure. She quickly saw the opportunity to help others and build a business from home. Danette has been a major contributor in helping to launch the Lifevantage into Canada. Take it away, Danette.
Thank you, Darryl. And oh my gosh, you gave me goosebumps with your story. Oh, hugs too. Thank you so much for allowing me to tell my story tonight. I'm really excited to be here with you all. Such an amazing group of people here tonight. As Darryl had said, I basically always worked in commission sales and had a couple of unforeseen layoffs. And I went through what was my midlife career crisis. And I don't know, has anybody ever felt that way where you're scared to go back to work? I was scared. I didn't want to get laid off again, right? And it was crazy because Lifevantage came into my life just at that time. Seems to do that for people. And my friend had introduced it to me. She had heard a doctor speaking on health, a health talk, and that's how she learned about it. And then she told me about it. But the crazy thing is when she showed me that, I was like, oh my gosh, I know this. I saw that ABC News report air live. And back then I wanted to get it for my mother because she had been suffering from some health issues. So I was super excited to find out that it was coming into Canada and I was able to get it for my mom. But then my business brain started to go off because I'm like, if I want this, clearly other people are going to want this. It's just coming into Canada. I have a huge opportunity, ground floor opportunity here. So I jumped in full force, not knowing what I was doing. I've never been with a network marketing company before, but I just knew with all of my being that I needed to be a part of this. And I am so grateful because now I get paid for helping people. Is there anything better than that? It is the most rewarding personally and financially. But kind of like Darryl, I had life happen too. And in 2015, I had a bad fall off my horse, broke my back, and I had to sit in a chair for months and months and months and heal. And I wasn't able to work. I had another sales job at that time. I wasn't able to do that, didn't get paid. And I sat there. But the crazy thing was, as I sat there, I rank advanced to Pro 5. So my business kept growing, even though I could barely work. And on the 15th of the month, I kept getting that paycheck. And I knew in my heart, it was like, holy cow, did I ever make a good move? And I'm in the right company with the right products at the right time in the right industry. And I'm so blessed for that. And I'm so happy I said yes. It was the best decision I'd ever made. So I'm just thrilled to be here tonight sharing our stories with you. Now, this is bringing our presentation to an end. And thank you. I want to thank everyone for your time and for hanging on with us and taking in all this information. I want to thank our amazing presenters, Dr. Melody Rodarte and Mr. Shawn Poe tonight for all your information and knowledge. And I want to thank my co-hosts, Brenda and Michele, Darryl, Jillynn, and Jennifer. You guys rock. I love doing business with you. I love doing life with you. Now, we learned a lot tonight. We learned about an incredible scientific breakthrough in health and technology. And we learned about a new business opportunity of bringing something to market. So you've got a lot to think about tonight. So at this point, you might be thinking, A, I want to get on those products. B, I want to know about that business opportunity. Or C, I have some questions. And you know what? We want to help you out with all of that. So please get in touch with the person that asked you to join this webinar. Clearly, they love you to pieces because they wanted you to know about this information. They want you to be well, and let them know where you're at. You know, if you're ready to get started, they'll help you get started right away. They'll help you log on to the business information or answer your questions or find someone who can answer your questions. So again, thank you everyone for your time tonight. It's been my pleasure working with all of you, being with all of you, our pleasure to bring this to you tonight. I hope you've enjoyed the presentation. I wish you all a wonderful rest of your evening and sending you peace and love.